And we're back with some NBA observations on right here on the Lakers Fast Break. Truly appreciate you joining me. It's Gerald Glassford coming right back at you here. And a guy, I know that the Lakers game is coming on at 45 minutes. So I got a DVR'd on Amazon Prime, so I'm going to watch it in full at some time here later today and make sure I get a full look at Cameron Carr, if Aduthiero found a jump shot, and anything else that goes on. If Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Robert Avila will actually be able to be something in the league. We'll get a taste of that there at the California Classic as the Lakers play against the Warriors in Summer League action indeed. But I had to go ahead and get on this guy. I've been talking to him and asking him, and he's been busy. He's been Zoom executiving all around. Yes, last time I saw him, he was like LeBron last summer. This summer, he was zooming across the coast of France right there probably with Nikola Jokic's agent as well. It is, of course, John Costa from Lakers Corner. John, great to have you back. I know a lot of people have been asking for it. Black, missed you so much.
My dog, Black.
Great to have you back, my friend. Absolutely, indeed.
I appreciate you, brother. It is great to be back. Honestly, to be real with you, ever since I got that Zoom account executive role, I have been so ridiculously busy and trying to focus on, this career, trying to focus on, setting up the family and everything like that. But I have been keeping up with everything Lakers, and I've been keeping up with everything Lakers Fast Break, most of all, because love you guys, love being on here. JSJ, what's up, brother? I'm back like I never left. And then I know as soon as season starts coming around, you know, 3-minute game recaps, constantly on the post-game shows and everything. But very happy to be here, Gerald. Good to see you. And I don't know if Joe or anybody else is hopping on, but definitely good to hear from them.
Well, if he does, he said he might, but if he does, I'll send him a link. But I just wanted to make sure I get your thoughts in there, because we've heard Joe, we've heard me, we've heard Legend, we've heard Caleb Ponce, we've heard various people across the week, but we haven't heard from you as a regular part of the panel. So I wanted to go ahead and get going with that as far as concerned. What's up, Craig? What's up, everybody in the chat? John Costa from Lakers Corner is back, and he's here. So I want to start in chronological order. We'll get to the DeAndre Ayton experience and what happened earlier today as far as the ride has been shut down in Los Angeles for good. That's thank goodness. But with that, what's up, Legend, as well? Truly appreciate it, man. Let me know if you want to hop on as far as it's concerned, Legend. So with that said, though, I wanted to get your detailed thoughts on what's going on. And happy 4th of July weekend, everybody. I forgot to get where are my manners? Happy 4th of July, everyone. With that said, I want to start in chronological order. I want to start off with the first major move of the offseason by Rob Pelinka and the Lakers. They courted him as soon as the finals were ended. They put AR initial pillows around him. They treated him with his favorite country music, wined and dined, and you know where that goes. But it seems like the Lakers got in the end, because 4 years, $185 million max. This is something I said his representatives were going to ask for. I didn't know if they were going to get it. All bets were off on that for me. I know a lot of people said, oh, he's going to make this. Oh, he's going to make this. Oh, he's going to make this. And it was never the max on that. Your thoughts, my friend, on Austin Reeves getting paid and now being part of the future as a cornerstone along with Luka Doncic?
Man, first of all, let me say what's up to everybody. Craig, what's going on? Legend, what's going on? My brother, Mr. Gadget, man, that's my brother Jay Hill. Thank you, brother. It's good to see you. Appreciate you being on here. Legend, come on, man. Come talk some hoops with us. But let's start with AR, man. Man, Gerald, I think this was really one of those tough situations, Gerald, because we all, we've been watching the Lakers. We know that having Austin Reeves as a one or as a two is just simply not enough. It just simply, from what we've seen, is not enough to get you to that championship level, get you, over that championship hump. But the reason why I say that this is a tough situation, Gerald, is because I've been saying this since last season, and I'll continue to, and maybe now, not with this contract, but the player that Austin Reeves was, his value was not the same in the market than what he was giving to us while playing for us. And I'll even continue on that by saying that, like, there were teams out there, Gerald. And again, I'm not an insider, so I don't take my word as bond. But I heard that there was a lot of teams ready to give him that max level interest, right?
Detroit for starters.
Exactly,
Detroit was the one named mostly. Yes.
Exactly, right? So Detroit's ready to give him that max level. So to my point I just made prior to this, if he walks, Gerald, we're losing. We're losing right away. We are immediately losing such an important scoring option. We're losing a player that, although he might not be worth all that we gave for him, but if he walks, Gerald, I think we're losing out on more. So that's why I think that, I don't know if you ever read that book of, like, stuck between a hard rock in a hard place.
You and I are thinking the same thing, because I had rock in a hard place, because that's the theme of Rob Pelinka's summer. Rock, hard place, because every move he's made is rock and hard place. Go ahead, John.
No, it's exactly that, brother. What's going on, Daniel? Good to hear from you, brother. Happy Friday.
Yo.
But man, no, exactly that, right, Gerald? Like every single move I think he's had to make, and especially this one, he's stuck between a rock and a hard place, because he has no. You let Austin Reeves walk, this team is drastically a worse team offensively. I wouldn't even say defensively, but just the scoring load, the playmaking, the facilitating, the way defenses scheme against you. Like, he's off this team, we're drastically worse. But at the same time, do we really think Austin Reeves is worth $185 million? Gerald, do we really think that? But at the same time,
we'll see in the playoffs, John, and
right?
How well he can stand up on the defensive end, because the Lakers now have less defensive options that they can go ahead and resort to, and a lot will be put on the shoulders of the next thing we'll talk about here. But Austin Reeves, you're right, a lot's on his shoulders now between him and Luka. That backcourt offensive firepower is not the question, John.
Right.
It's exactly in the playoffs, when matchups are most important, who will be stopping the ball.
And another thing that we've talked about since last season, Gerald, is even the fact of, Jay, you're right, brother. Inflation is real. He said inflation is real. Absolutely, brother. That is how AR got paid like that, is off that inflation, and then also off other teams knowing
it's advantage. I mean, he was the marquee free agent in the summer with very little free agency as far as players, big name players are concerned, John. So that had to be a windfall on his part as well. A guy hitting his prime at exactly the right time, especially for his bank account.
Exactly, Gerald. And then even like other teams in the league, like, honestly, I would love to have a sit down conversation with Detroit and be like, you know what? Do you really believe that he is worth max level player, or are you just doing that to call our bluff to see if we're really ready to go deep into our pockets to keep him? Because I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if there's any team around the league that genuinely actually believes he's a max level player. And if Detroit was ready to give that, I'd love to have a sit down with them and say, hey, how much of this are you bluffing and forcing us to make a move, or how much of this do you actually believe? Because I love AR. But at the same time, Gerald, I don't think he's worth $185 million. But I think we'd way rather have him than lose him, because who do we got right now? We got Luka Doncic. We got the Don. We don't have no time to be going into losing seasons. We don't got no time to be rebuilding. I mean, I understand Luka's young, but Luka didn't come to this team to rebuild. He came off a finals run and it came to this team. He didn't come on this team to rebuild. So again, Gerald, it comes back to what? The rock and the hard place that the Lakers were in with Austin Reeves.
I'll say this with Austin and Detroit. Detroit needs other viable options. You saw that in the playoffs outside of Cade Cunningham, and he didn't have a whole lot of places he could go to as far as creating points, which Austin Reeves, even at that inflated price, John, would have been a great help to Cade Cunningham, because That's exactly what they need in Detroit, is someone offensively, because they have enough defenders to offset a Austin Reeves coming onto their team. But the problem is they just don't have enough playmaking and offensive ability on that team right now outside of Cade Cunningham. And you saw that come to a head in the playoffs. So I have a feeling it was legit. I have a feeling the interest was there. But I just think, as far as ultimately, like you said, rocking a hard place for Rob. So he had no other choice.
No other choice. So now we got to see it through, Gerald. We're here. It is going to be annoying hearing, like, after, like, he has one bad game, just a AR overpaid and AR and this and that. And honestly, if I'm his therapist or I'm his homie, I'm letting him know right now, brother, understand it's coming. It's coming. Like, even if you have a game where you miss 4 shots, they're going to be like, oh, well, overpaid. So I say that to say that, man, we're in for a season, Gerald, especially because we do the post-game shows and we do the lives. We're going to hear people in the chat all the time talking about AR being overpaid. But at the end of the day, we're going to always go back to the Lakers were stuck between a rock and a hard place. And if you walk, you're drastically worse.
Once again, it is John Costa from Clutch Talk and Lakers Corner. Please go ahead and make sure you subscribe to Lakers Corner right there on YouTube and or social media, because he is out there still getting it done with everything going on at Lakers Corner. So with Austin Reeves in the fold, and again, not the ideal situation as far as the backcourt defensively, but offensively, it's going to look great at times, and I think a lot of people will be excited about that. Next on his shopping list, because it looks like that Rob Pelinka got the corporate credit card from Mark Walter. So he went shopping earlier this week, and in the matter of half an hour, signed or traded 4 players. So we'll start off with the big one. To start the I don't know. Okay, again, I'm not going to go to touch on the ethnicity part of it, because it seems like everybody else on social media has already done that. But the trio now, your core trio, was made with the trade for Walker Kessler. But essentially, they had come to an agreement on a 4-year, $130 million deal with Walker Kessler. They were, I'm assuming, going to go ahead and try and do an offer sheet. But in lieu of an offer sheet and waiting to see if Utah was going to bite, they instead worked out a sign and trade that got them Walker Kessler, and in return sent 2 unprotected picks and 2 pick swaps in the first round. Your thoughts on Walker Kessler? A guy, again, he's not an A-list center now, but there's a very real possibility he could develop into that. 24 years old, 7'2", 250 pounds. Athletic, rim protector, one of the better rebounder, if not one of the best rebounders in the league, one of the best rim protectors in the league. I know Joe is going to be very upset halfway through the season when he's still shooting 50% from the free throw line. But when it comes right down to it, again, something the Lakers sorely needed. He may be the last line of defense, and at times, seeing the roster as it is now, he may be the only line of defense. But your thoughts, my friend, on Walker Kessler? The money is okay. The money is the money. If he plays to an A-list center, or if he plays to a top 10 center value, there you go. That's fine. I could be good with that. It's the 4 pick. It's burning almost your entire allotment of picks on this guy, instead of like what you talked about with AR and just signing him to an offer sheet and seeing if Utah was going to bite. That's something I'm kind of concerned about as well, because this wasn't a free agency period where there was a whole lot out there to get outside of a what could be a really good center in Walker Kessler.
You know what, Gerald? And just want to give a quick shout out to some of the people in here in the chat. Jay, my boy Jay, Mr. Gadget said, talk about Bruce Brown be a great option, cheap off the bench, and Najee Marshall, like those 2 shout outs. But to stay on Walker Kessler, Gerald, man, you know what concerns me? And somebody here in the chat said it. Yo, King Cora X9X. That's what you said. We just gave this type of money, Gerald, and we essentially made him our only big right now, because Hayes is gone, and we just seen earlier Ayton's gone. We just made Walker Kessler our only big. Gerald, go on Basketball Reference and look up how many games he played last season. If you didn't,
5.
exactly. Thank you, Gerald. If y'all haven't seen it, he played 5 games last year due to a shoulder injury. I pray to Jesus, my Lord and Savior, that this is not a reoccurring issue. If this is a reoccurring issue, Gerald, we are absolutely cooked. That's what the kids say nowadays. They say cooked. I think that the money, like how you said, the money is the money. But my issue is we given this money and this, not only this money, but also this type of like, we're relying on you like so much. Like, not only are you going to be our last but only line of defense, you're going to be one of the only real cleaning the glass. Man, I was losing my word for a second. You're the only person that's cleaning the glass like that. So essentially, Gerald, the money's the money. But my issue is relying on a player this much when he's just coming off an injury. We played 5 games last year. 5 games out of 82, y'all. 5 games out of 82 is absolutely sickening. And this is our only line of defense. The margin of error is this much, Gerald. If that. So that's my thing, right? And exactly, Mr. Gadget, my brother, ball, brother. He said it. He said big risk, but high upside. Because if he does work, now you're talking about a lob threat to Luka. You're talking about someone that's cleaning the glass. You're talking about someone that is protecting the rim. Gerald, I know we watched every single Lakers game last year. We know that we struggled so much with other teams that would kill us on the offensive rebounds. They would kill us on the glass. They'd score inside like this was a layup line. You know why? No rim protection and nobody cleaning the glass. So to my boy, Mr. Gadget's point, exactly, brother. High upside because, if all this works out, great, but absolutely huge risk. And we're leaving ourselves with minimal room for error, in my opinion.
And then, of course, we can touch on it. We'll touch on the other signings in a minute. But like you said, as far as having a backup on there, obviously not wanting to experience the DeAndre Ayton experience again. Rob Pelinka earlier today traded DeAndre Ayton to the Washington Wizards for Jaden Hardy and 2 second-round picks in 2031 and 32. But again, I think was the fact that you were going to, as I said a couple of days ago, you were going to experience the DeAndre experience as far as him sulking on the bench for an entire season. And I don't think the Lakers really wanted that. So we're pretty small outside of Walker Kessler. So like you said, he has got to stay healthy or there's some real problems before we get into the other 3 signings, which I think is the maybe under the radar concern for what the Lakers did this past week.
And real quick, Gerald, before we move away from Walker Kessler, do you have anything about, do you have any concerns about the amount of picks that we gave up as well? Or
Oh yeah, I do.
Okay.
Oh hell yeah, I do. Oh yeah.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm
you blew, if you blew your entire investment, like I don't want to say WAD. Well, I'll say WAD. If you blow entire WAD on
WAD?
Walker Kessler, which is WAD. You blew your entire wad on Walker Kessler as far as draft wise, then you better make sure it's a hit. Because if it doesn't, Lakers do not have control of their first round pick until 2034. Do you realize that, John? They do not have control. They either have given it up or have swapped it out until 2034.
Wow. So we don't, damn, that's crazy, Gerald. That means that we are in full win now mode. Just
exactly.
Absolutely, just full throttle on that win now mode. Well, let's see it, Gerald. Let's see it. Because you know what? Also, some of these players that we got, like, I don't even think they hold crazy high trade value either. So, like, it looks like we're putting ourselves even deeper in that pit of hard rock in a rock in a hard place. That's what we said.
And again, I'm really thinking that this kid will develop into something pretty good. Whether or not he develops in the top 5, top 10 centers in the league, we'll have to wait and see. But I think there's that possibility. And again, the amount of picks and that was traded for more than Jaylen Brown, who finished 6th in the MVP voting. By the way, let's just go ahead and be clear. More than Kawhi Leonard, who came off his best season of his career. By the way. More than any of those, either of those trades.
That's insane.
You better make sure that he does develop and give him every platform for success. And if you're JJ Redick, you're going to try and have to make an effort to integrate him completely into the Lakers offense and defense and try to go ahead and see if those three, your new core, your new trio, John, is going to take the Lakers a long way. And I'm not that's where I'm not sure if they will or not.
Me either.
It may not look as good early on, but again, this is a younger team. This is a team that offensively is still very skilled. In fact, they could, I know Kendrick Perkins said they could outscore, most teams in the NBA, if not all the teams. I don't know if they'll be the best offensive team in the NBA, but they'll be in the top 5, I think, with this, with the moves that were made. But before we get into the final moves that Rob made, I want to hear your thoughts on how that trio lines itself up, my friend.
Man,
the trio
Legend. Come on, my brother.
Legend's in here.
Hey, what's up? You
What's
said
up?
a lot of things I like to hear about the Walker Kessler and everything.
Yeah, you say you agree with the shit I've been saying?
Oh yeah, I would never pay that much. There was a
Yeah.
lot of things I kind of said, like you paid the man as if he was a superstar, basically.
My thing, and like I was saying earlier, like it's not even necessarily the money. My thing is more of just like the risk maneuver that you're giving this much money and relying solely on him to be a rim protector, our only real big, cleaning the glass. And again, the man played 5 games last season. Very, very, very small margin of error for an 82 game season plus playoffs when we're trying to win now. And on top of this, like we know how
we're in Luka's prime. John.
Exactly, and we know how important the big is to be paired with Luka. When the big is paired up with Luka, not only is Luka game getting elevated, Luka's getting more open shots, but also that biggest game is getting more elevated. So I like to say that very high risk maneuver, extremely high risk.
So somebody who ain't used to being in the spotlight like you're about to be in with
right.
This much
That's another good point. That's a great point. That Lakers spotlight hit different. And we all know, we all watch Laker games. So we know, we've seen players. Lou Will is one of the number one players I think of. Man, he was hooping everywhere else. He came to the Lakers and just, whether it was the lights, whether it was the off-court life, whatever it is, that shit hit different sometimes. So Walker Kessler better be ready for it. Like I said, we're putting all our eggs in that one basket. And that basket better hold up.
This ain't Utah. Well, little mistakes you make there, you don't really pay attention to it. Here, you're gonna pay attention to it.
They're gonna make you pay attention to it.
So with that said, once again, it's John Costa, Clutch Talk and Lakers Corner, along with Legend from I Got Next Sports Media. Legend, we now have John back into the fold. Are there any questions from you, my friend, on anything Laker related or the NBA that you're curious that John can answer for you? Because I know it takes, it's been a little while. And I need to make sure that you guys have caught up.
Well, John, only one thing I got to really, really ask. What was your thought about that contract they gave AR? How you feel about that?
Man, I was just telling Gerald, I think that we were stuck. Our hand was forced. I think we were stuck between a rock and a hard place, because to me, it's like AR leaves this team, AR walks, we're drastically worse. We don't have someone that can get a bucket at any point in the game, and that's really important. When you have someone besides Luka that at any point they can break the offense, let's say the defense just played amazing defense for 20 of the 24 seconds of that shot clock, you give that shit to AR, said, hey, go score, go create something. And outside of Luka, he is really the only other player that can create for himself and create for others. So I say that to say that, like, if he walks, we're drastically worse. But at the same time, just like I was telling Gerald, I don't see him being worth 185 million, and I don't see him being a 2 option. I definitely don't see him being a 1 option on a team that's trying to win. If you're just trying to be a good regular season team, by all means, go at it, man. But we're not trying to be a good regular season team. Hence all the moves we're making. Hence us not having a single draft pick until 2034. So we're clearly going all in, and we're going all in on AR, who is a defensive liability. Luka is a defensive liability. So we have a backcourt of defensive liabilities. And then on the other side, we also seen AR time after time come up short in the playoffs. And again, I'm not bagging on AR. I think he's a great player. and I wanted to keep him, but for the right price tag. But again, I say this to say that we got our hand forced. Detroit, we're talking about max level interest. Detroit trying to give him max money, and this is something I'd actually love to ask you, Gerald, too, because you, a legend, Gerald answered me earlier, but like, how much do you think Detroit actually meant that shit, or is Detroit like, nah, let me see if the Lakers really are about it, or let me see how deep the Lakers are willing to go in their pocket to keep AR because we're ready to give him max level of money, and I think it was just the interest is enough to get us to have to give him 185.
Personally, I think Detroit was really trying to test the Lakers to see how bad do you really want them, see if you're really willing to go that far, and like you said. Their hands was tied behind their back. You had to do it. It's either you losing for nothing, but at the same time, another thing I know a lot of people don't bring up either is if you lose him, you probably pissed off Luka because he told you wanted him. So you went against your star just then. Going into the time period of after next summer, God forbids if you lose him. It's the end of the world in LA at that point. But you'll be in that situation where you have to worry, will this man start looking at other places? Because us as guys, we got our woman, but we see another fine girl on the other side. We look a little bit, especially walk by. I want to look and see what's working in that, in that back pocket, But
hey, you're hella funny. Oh, you're hella funny. Hey, hold on, King Cora, do not disrespect me, brother. I'm a Lakers fan before anything, and if you didn't know that, man, you ain't been watching for long enough because I have time after time told you why I'm a Lakers fan. Then. There's nothing wrong with backing up LeBron James and when he deserves to be backed up, but I am a Lakers fan. So wherever LeBron goes, I don't think he's going to Golden State. I think he's going to the Cavs and he's going to end this shit out. But I know that, I'll watch the nigga from a distance, but I'm here to be a Lakers fan through and through. So come on.
But I will say though, I think Rob hand is tied behind his back too a little bit. Yeah. You have to go all in to support Luka. But at the same time, if all this blow up in your face, you can go get that suitcase packed up.
Get that shit packed. He need to make sure his 401k is good. He need to just get up out of here, man. Just get a.
This is pretty much it.
Yeah. And to Gerald's point, man, earlier he talked about us not having any draft picks too. Not only did we get our hand forced on the AR move, but it's like that's also the future now. You have no other choice but to have that be the future unless
you don't have control of your future until 2034.
What's up, Deshaun? How you doing, brother?
The only thing I will say they got an advantage on is if AR continue to stink it up in the playoff, you can try to move him and get some assets and go a different route, but just depends.
But if he doesn't play up and live up to the contract legend, that is the problem because now he's no longer playing up to a $14 million contract. It's now a 40, 45, and at the end of that contract, $51 million contract.
Damn.
Goddamn. His agent is MVP of the year, boy.
MVP of the year. And Rich Paul.
I said, if you're his agent, if you're his representative, I said this for months, that's what you're going in and asking for.
That boy, Hardy. I guarantee his agent probably out there acting like he won the NBA Finals. He probably on his own parade bus having a great time.
But you got to do it, though.
Yeah, you got to do it.
28 summer is looming. It's coming up, and it's a lot of pressure.
Just to let you know, Brian, no, right on the get-go, they didn't have the money to sign AR. But if they said, okay, we're going to sign you into a max, remember, these agreements, the AR deal and all these others, a lot of these deals don't become ratified until the 6th, I think, or the 7th, something like that. Mm-hmm. You have time to go ahead and clear space. So if they had gotten a verbal agreement from Austin Reeves, you would have seen guys like Duncan Robinson, Ron Holland, other players being moved so that they could get the money in there to sign Austin Reeves and still be able to retain Jalen Duren if they really wanted to as well. So you can play cap gymnastics. It's just the thing is, just because you don't have the money up front doesn't mean you can't get the money in basketball. It's all about moving players. It's all about moving contracts to free you up for the contracts you do want to go ahead and keep. So Yeah. I mean, that misnomer that people were saying, oh, well, this team doesn't have enough money to go ahead. Oh, they will make, if they want you, John, on your team, they'll make it happen.
They're gonna make
Absolutely.
it happen.
Yeah.
Gerald, I need to open the door quick. Give me 1 second. I don't know if you're gonna take me off camera. I'll be literally 3 seconds.
Yeah, you got it. No worries. So, Legend, with that, Rainier, we're gonna call it like we see it. It's not negative or positive. We call it like we see it. If you don't like that and you want sunshine and flowers, there's other Lakers channels to go to, but you're here because you want it real. You want honest opinion on the Lakers and the NBA. That's what you get. That's what you get here. You don't get sunshine. If you want sunshine and flowers and say everything's going to be great, then there are other channels. Lakers Nation, Trevor Lane can't even give you a full he loves it deal. He can't, even in his prepared statement after all the moves was made, he even said these weren't great. He didn't love these deals, which is about him close to saying he hates it. So again, Western Conference Finals is a ceiling. I don't know. I see that as a less remote possibility this time. I see the Lakers taking a step back based off the roster they have now. Legend, again, if they don't improve things, where do you see them at? Do you see them better than the team they were last season at a 50 plus win season and a second round exit? Or do you see them worse with the makeup right now? Because we'll get John back in here, we'll discuss the other signings.
I would say a lot of it I do need to see it in action. I need to see how the team look in action. But if I had to just kind of just go off of paper before I have a chance to see it, what it really can do, I say maybe almost about the same, but this is slightly a little bit worse. You're better in the center spot, but your 3 and 4 is pretty bad. You got bench guys in your starting lineup.
All right, that we'll discuss next.
Both for 3, your 3 and 4, who's gonna have to start. Those are bench players, and that can end up costing. So I would say this team probably can win about 40-something games. I would say you might get to 50. You know, good chance you can get to 50, but I'm gonna say 40-something to be like on the sweet spot, somewhere in the mid to high 40s. Probably a second round exit like last year, maybe first. It just depends on who you get as a matchup. But Western Conference Finals team, I just don't see it. That to me so far, from what we've seen everybody in the West do, it's still San Antonio KC. It's gonna be them two all over again. They're still leaps and bounds better than everybody. It's just you ain't made enough to really scratch into it. You fixed the center spot. Getting Kessler, good pickup. Overpaid, but you had to do what you got to do. You fixed that part, but it's the 3 and 4 that might end up costing you, and you still relying on Jake LaRavia and them on the bench. And you know, I get the feeling you're gonna be asking some of your young guys to do a lot more than I don't know what they're ready for just yet. And it's gonna be a big step up. I feel like this team is still another offseason away from really seeing what they can really do. I think this season is still the stepping stone of going into the Luka era. This is the stepping stone. You're just now putting the team together. I could see maybe next offseason might be when you can really put everything completely together. I think right now you're in the process, but not fully done. And I think that's why I'm like, if you go into this season expecting a championship, I get the feeling you're going to probably be disappointed if you go with that mindset. I would say to go in the season, be happy if you get to the second. Even get to the Western Conference, be happy you got that far. Because, you know, on paper, don't look like you should be a Western Conference Finals team. But I said last 2 shows, just to give you some hope. Look at the Knicks. Who would have thought they were going to win a championship?
Hey,
so
man,
things can happen. Things can happen.
Hey, the Knicks are actually proof that analytics do not run the game all the time. Analytics are important, but the Knicks proved that if you don't always have to live and die by the analytics, man.
I'll just say this, John, because before we get into the additions, the rest of the additions that I'm going to make, because I got a point to say on that one.
Talk to me.
ESPN, with looking at the roster last night, as far as their options are concerned, listed as a projected starting lineup. This was the ESPN projected starting lineup. It had Luka and Austin, of course, at the guards, Walker Kessler at the center, and then cover your ears, John, Jake LaRavia and Jared Vanderbilt as your forwards. That's where they're at.
Honestly, that shit is so bad, Gerald. I genuinely thought you were going to say Quentin Grimes instead. I honestly would have. I would have started Quentin Grimes at that 3 spot.
My point is, well, with the Lakers they also made other signings, and they let go a lot of players. A lot of players like that were productive for the team. Starting off with, of course, Marcus Smart, who left for about $6 million per year on a 2-year deal. Jackson Hayes, $6 million a year, or $6.5 million on a 2-year deal. Luke Kennard, 6.5. See that theme? 6.5. Luke Kennard, 6.5 on a $2 million on a 2-year deal to Phoenix. In their place, they get Colin Sexton on a 2-year deal for $18 million. So that's $9 million deal.
That was rough.
$9 million a year. Sandro Mamu from Toronto.
He'll be our best
at about 13 million a year, and Quentin Grimes for $15 million a year on a 4-year, $60 million deal. So your 3 and 4, your starting 3 and 4 probably is going to have to be Quentin Grimes and Mamu, because when I first heard the news that they got Mamu and Grimes and Sexton, I'm like, okay, as the backups, we really needed help off the bench. That's a really good, strong bench coming. Oh, wait, you need 2 of them to be your starters? Oh, no. That's a problem.
Hennessy bottles, y'all. You're going to need them.
Yeah, absolutely. You're right, Legend, on that one. So your thoughts, my friend, on those signings? I mean, these are young players that have still quite a bit to give. No question about that. But they're all reserve players at this point in their career. You're asking 2 of them probably to make a step up and do things maybe they're not entirely comfortable doing. And you're paying them a little bit above market rate in order to do so. Your thoughts, my friend, on the signings of Colin Sexton, Mamu, and of course Quentin Grimes as well.
I do think it was a bit much for Colin Sexton, but if he's coming off the bench, I've always really liked Colin Sexton, because the one thing I've always really liked about him is the energy. And this is one thing I always said a bunch of times about with Marcus Smart.
And he may be our only 40% shooter from 3, because that's what he averaged last season. But defensively, he's it. I mean, not only defensively, he gives effort. I'm not gonna lie, he gives effort, and we should not be giving $9 million for people giving effort. I'll say that we should not be giving $9 million for someone giving effort. But what I will say is that a lot of the times that's the shit that your teammate will see it. That'll get you going. We've seen it so many times with Marcus Smart last season. We're down in a rut. Marcus Smart all of a sudden dives on a loose ball, gets the steal. All of a sudden the crowd is into it. The players are into it. Not everybody else is diving on loose balls. Not everybody is hustling. So I say that to say, for Colin Sexton off the bench wasn't the end of the world. But again, $9 million for effort is tough. Now Grimes. At first I really liked the move, and maybe it'll grow onto me a little bit more. But my thing is, though, Gerald, Quentin Grimes at his best is an absolute bucket. You give him the ball, he can shoot. He can shoot off the dribble. He can go create. But the problem with that, Gerald, is we also have Luka at his best needs the ball. AR at his best needs the ball. And then Grimes at his best needs the ball. So, and there's only one ball. So if you are sticking Austin in the corner, you're misutilizing him. If you're sticking Luka in the corner, you're sinning. You're sinning if you're just straight keep Luka in the corner and not allowing him to utilize the ball. And then Grimes as well. So and of course, out of those 3 guys, it's definitely going to go to Grimes. He's going to have to get misutilized. But I say that to say, though, so we're giving, I think it's 60 million for Grimes to misuse him, to not even be able to use him to our fullest potential. So for that Grimes move, at first I really liked it, but then the more you look at it, the more you look at the fit on the team, I don't know about that. And then Mamu, I'll be honest, I'm not going to sit here and tell you I know too much about Mamu, but I know that he's a knockdown shooter. And if he's starting, that's the one thing. But if he's coming off the bench, I like that. How much did Mamu end up getting? $13 million a year.
Damn.
Wait, how much?
I think it's a 4 for 52, if I remember correctly.
Damn, I can't believe he got more than Grimes. I need to
no, Grimes got more. Grimes got 15.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not a good
Jared, you left the best part out though. They all got player options. Woo!
Yes, all of them have player options. So they all have control in their contracts.
Yeah, John. So I mean, even worse. Even worse. Even worse. Like, just take everything that I said and just throw some more shit on there. Like, basically. So we're Gerald, the way we started this pod is the way I'm going to continue. Right now, we are stuck between a rock and a hard place.
So, John, and you're really looking at it right now without, again, obviously you're going to have to do something about this, having a backup center, getting some type of size. Joe, in his infinite wisdom, who is ultimately waiting for Nikola Jokic to come in, has said that there's more moves to be made, which, again, realistically is probably the dumbest thing you could say because, when you don't have any size to go ahead and back up for as far as the final 2 slots are concerned, but you only have a veteran minimum. So with that said, even definitely with some moves being made,
definitely more moves to be made, but I don't know if it'll be the ones that'll get us to where we want to get to. That's the only thing.
Right.
Yes. Yeah. And that's the thing. That's what I want to ask you. Yeah. Do you see this team now challenging the OKCs and the San Antonios of the world this next season?
I don't at all. And truthfully, I want to see it played out on the court, but just right now, just looking at it, I actually think this team takes a step back, to be honest with you, because on top of all of this stuff that we, all these facts and numbers that, I've been throwing out, you've been throwing out, Legend been throwing out. On top of all that, Gerald, it's one thing that a lot of people who don't play basketball overlook: the chemistry, the continuity, that's my homie. I've been locked in with him for the last 2-3 years. And then what happened, Joe?
Oh, I'm just showing up, Joe, once again, like I've done for the umpteenth
Where's
Joe?
Come on, Joe.
He's in the chat. He's just talking his normal stuff.
What's up,
because again, he hates the fact when I get it right all the time and he gets it wrong all the time. So I give him credit the rare times he does get it right. And again, he hates the fact that I get it right more than him. So there you go.
Oh man.
Anyway, you guys are both great. Joe's a legend. Gerald's
well, that's the other day was amusing because he did get he told somebody, you say that to my face, his usual deal. And then he did someone said, okay, where are you at? And he gave him his work address, said, I'll meet you there.
He ain't gonna show
Joe,
up.
I need a follow-up to this story, Joe. What happened? You met you at the work address or what?
No, nothing happened now. Of course,
that's totally funny.
Just online trolls.
Trolls.
They're all talking on
that. They ain't gonna do it in real life. They ain't got the guts.
Dang on me. What were I honestly forgot what we were talking about. What were we talking about right before this, Joe? Before you
as far as where the Lakers stand after all.
Like I was saying, I honestly think, like, roster-wise and just seeing it right now, we took a step back, but not only just that. Like I said, what most people who don't play basketball, they don't realize is that continuity is a real thing. You being down, you know what I'm saying? You've been down with your homies since the last 2, 3, 4 years because y'all been playing on the same team. Y'all been traveling the road together. You build a different type of connection that just automatically transitions onto the court. And another year of us continuously swapping the roster. So, hey, man, it is what it is. It is what it is. But
so, Legend, let me get you back in here because we're going to finish off the conversation because I know that the Lakers are playing in their summer league game here. And I know people want to go ahead and tune to that. But let's get some NBA talk underway as far as your thoughts again on what you've seen so far with Kawhi, Jaylen Brown. But where do you think LeBron is headed to next, my friend? Again, the Golden State Warriors talk has kind of cooled off a little bit. Now, I've heard the latest from Rich Paul said there's 27 other teams. He's talked to 27 teams as far as it's concerned. Okay, great. They've talked to all these teams. Where do you think the LeBron circus is going to head to next?
I'm going to say, I think he's gonna do the right thing and go back to Cleveland and end this thing the way it started. That's the only place that makes the most sense.
Come on.
Yeah, you can go to Philadelphia, easy path to the finals and all that. But if you really finna end this chapter, go to where it all started. If that's the perfect way to close the book. The first chapter is Cleveland, the last chapter is Cleveland. That's how it should end. That's the right way. They're gonna give you the best treatment you can get from any fan base in the NBA. Them people love you in Ohio. You won them a championship, for God's sake. They gonna give you the best royalty you can ever ask for.
Yeah.
Go back there, finish it there, close the chapter. Good luck, Bronny. I don't know how the hell you gonna make it, but good luck. Don't live your life, you know.
Hey man, on me. Honestly, I agree. I agree, Legend. I really do think he's gonna go to the Cavs. I think all signs are pointing to it. One thing I'll say is I've been watching LeBron for a long time. The shit I've been seeing him do this offseason, the just fully letting that beard go gray.
Yep.
The little posts he's been doing. He's been making. I don't know if y'all see following on Instagram. He's been posting hella shit of in Cleveland. The other day he was driving around Cleveland and in a car, and he's like driving through my hometown and just all this stuff. And I'm just like, Bron, come on, man. Like, I think we know where he's going. And truthfully, I think that's what's best for him. Like, go to Cleveland, end that chapter. I know, Bron is I like Bron, but Bron is the biggest attention whore you probably will ever find. So I say that to say LeBron is gonna probably, I think in my opinion, go to Cleveland, let everybody know, hey, this is my last year, do his little retirement tour, get his little flowers, and then Bron right off to the sunset. And we'll see what happens with Bronny, I guess. But yeah, that's honestly what I think is going to happen. And I think it should happen because to another point, I know I told Joe this one time because I know he loves football. But I said, I remember when Brett Favre kept retiring and coming back. And that hurts your legacy. Like, people now remember you as that old ass guy. Like, there are so many people that I've like debated with or I've talked with. When I'm like, oh yeah, I think LeBron, I think LeBron's better than Jordan. They'll be like, oh no way, and they look at LeBron at 41 years old and they compare him to a prime Michael Jordan. I'm like, no, not LeBron at 41 is better than Michael Jordan. So I say that to say that like people's perspective is what have you done for me recently, and they're gonna see what LeBron has done recently, and that shit is only gonna hurt your trajectory, brother. That shit is only gonna hurt your career.
Exactly what I told somebody. That's why I said he should have left a long time ago.
Nigga should have left a long time ago on top.
Leave when you still got all that positivity. That's all people gonna think about is what happened recently.
Right? Exactly, bro. Nigga should have left when he was on top. That's what he should have did. But I mean, I respect him, you know what I'm saying? Went out and tried to do his thing, but now don't keep dragging this thing on. Don't go to Golden State. Don't go to the Philly. Don't do that. Don't do that, brother. You're gonna keep getting your name dragged. And I mean, I could care less if he's getting his name dragged, but I'm just saying for him and his legacy, we know how big LeBron's camp is. I'm like, oh, gotta protect his legacy. And I guess I feel it. But if you're trying to protect his legacy, go to the Cavs and retire, and they'll remember you for doing what you did instead of
But then I'd just love to see his face in the playoffs when again Mitchell and Harden get roasted time and time again by Jalen Brunson or another guard. They're just so bad on defense. I mean, we talk about you wonder why I get worried about an Austin AR backcourt in the playoffs. Example A is that Cleveland New York series where just time and time again they just they were down 22 points in that first game, if you remember, John, and they they unlocked it. You could see the light bulb go on. Hey, we just need to go ahead. Jalen Brunson switch onto James Harden, and there you go.
Go ahead.
And then again, Mitchell wasn't much better throughout the course of that series. And that again,
you see that
having exactly Legend. So having that type of defensive backcourt really or any type of defensive backcourt really hurts you as far as it's concerned. But speaking of Philly, I want to hear your thoughts, and Legend does as well, about what happened with Jaylen Brown getting traded from the Boston Celtics to the Philadelphia 76ers for a package less than what Walker Kessler was worth.
Wow. Less. And Jaylen Brown was a Finals MVP, a 5-time All-Star, and Jaylen Brown, like one of the best two-way players in the league. I'm gonna be honest with you. What I will say for Philly is I like it. I mean, you upgraded the position like right as of today, July 3rd, 2026. Where everybody in their right mind is taking Jaylen Brown over Paul George. So yes, you upgraded to that position, but honestly, the Jaylen Brown and Paul George, if you look at them just like as basketball players, they're not much different. They're both two-way players. They both can score. They both play defense. One of them is just older, and Paul George, and the other, and also more injury prone. Versus, Jaylen Brown, less injury prone, younger, in more of his prime. So to Philly, I think that they definitely won that. To Boston, my thing is, you'll get some good games from PG, but you just won't get that production that you were getting from Jaylen Brown. And in my opinion, I'm a big believer of if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And they had it working. They didn't win the following seasons after they won a championship because of a lot of injury, a lot of turnaround. But what was the main piece that got you there was having Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. I think they let the media get to them. Unless Jaylen Brown was already leaving when the shit is up, unless he was leaving then. But to me, it's like the media got to y'all. The media kept saying, "Oh, these two can't work together. You can't do this. Oh, who's won? Who's won?" Shut the fuck up about that. Like, he's won on this night when he's got the matchup, and he's won on this night when he got the matchup. But they couldn't listen to it, and now they got Paul George, and now Jason Tatum's got to be the one every single night. So, shit, that's on that. And then last thing I'll say for Philly is I want to believe it, but I need to see them healthy. Because just VJ Edgecombe, Jaylen Brown, and Tyrese Maxey is not enough to go win a championship. And there's no way you just traded all these players and brought in Jaylen Brown to not go win a championship. So that means it's all relying on Mr. Joel Embiid to be healthy. I would love it if somebody could tell me the last time he was healthy throughout an NBA playoffs. So I don't know.
He's not. So we'll wait and see. Any thoughts on Kawhi escaping to Canada?
He should have never left.
Still the investigation going on as he gets traded to Toronto.
He should have never left. He should have never left. And you know what? That's what he gets. I hope he feels that in his heart. Like, damn,
are you sure about that? It was very lucrative for him.
Which he was good before that, Joe. I ain't gonna lie. He already had generational.
Well, I'd like to get paid to do nothing. Absolutely nothing. And millions of dollars.
And he went to his hometown, and he really did think. You know what's funny? As a Lakers fan, I love this because, I know when Kawhi he had a chance to come to the Lakers, remember, and then he ended up going to the Clippers. I know that somewhere deep in his heart, he's thinking "Oh yeah, you know what? The Clippers are always little bros. I'm gonna turn them into the big bros. I'm gonna show them that we are better than the Lakers." Yeah, you fucking failed, Kawhi. Good try, but you can't. So go back to Toronto. I love it. Sure. Should have never left.
So as we talk right now, Summer League is just starting for the Lakers and the Warriors and other teams like that around the league, and getting into, of course, where every team comes here to Vegas for Summer League. Legend, I want to bring it back to you and for some final words, and then John for some final words before we head on up, my friend. Your thoughts on what you're looking forward to seeing in Summer League as far as from your perspective. I know that we'll still have some more to discuss on trades or free agency during the course of the summer, but what are you looking for as far as in Summer League, as far as what you would like to see?
I just want to see the guys that we drafted. You want to see what they look like going against more pro-like level competition. That's what I'm really looking for. Seeing how they look going against their peers from whether they're from college or going against the guys from the G League who play in the mate teams. You want to see how they handle playing against pro-like level players. They're used to playing against college. Now you're going to be playing against the dudes that are in the G League. So you're going to have a chance to see how much NBA ready they really are. So you're going to have a chance to see what they can do and everything. And we'll also have a chance to see some of the G League guys who you haven't really paid attention to that much. Have a chance to see other guys from the other teams as well. Not just paying attention to our own rookie, but you're looking at where everybody got out there for their Summer League team, because you can pick up anybody you really like out here. So it's a good chance to really see what the talent looks like from both college and G League, and seeing what's from overseas, seeing what is out there. See if anybody can fit that formula to help turn a team around. So that's what I'm happy to see. Hopefully Gerald, I see this in person next year, though.
Right, Gerald, are you going? Absolutely. Are you going to Summer League?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I need to go.
I always have a chance to go.
Hoping to be there next year.
Me too. Honestly, I was about to say I really want to try to find tickets and go, but my only thing is I have to find somewhere to fucking stay. But I'm gonna because I'm coming with my daughter and my girl. But anyway, I just wanted to ask. I know you're in Vegas, but for Summer League, you know what's my biggest thing I'm looking at? Like I love what you said, Legend, about like looking at other teams in the league because I wasn't even thinking about that. But honestly, I'm mainly looking at I really want to see a dude, right? I really want to see a dude Thero because I want to see the step Black. What's up, Black? What's up, bro? It's gay. It's good to see you, brother. I was telling Gerald I've been holding it down with this Zoom shit. But I'm back on my Lakers shit. And Gerald's telling me that you missed me, brother. I missed you too, brother. It is good to see you.
He expressed his extreme desire to see you.
Black, come on, man. He was probably like, man, I need somebody to roast me. I need somebody to get on me. So that's what you miss me for. Don't worry, Black. I'm here. I'll get on you. I'll roast on you later. But anyway,
I think if you two ever met in person, one of you guys would have actually lunch together and get along well.
I think didn't he say he's in the Bay? Black, come on, make it happen, Black. Hit me on Instagram, hit him on Twitter, TikTok, DM, whatever. We'll make it happen, my boy. But anyway, yeah, I'm really looking at a dude Thero because you know why? Like he spent one season in the league, and now that he spent one season in the league, when you go and you take that jump now, or like, you know, do the summer league, you gotta be, oh, you're in Dallas. Oh, okay. Sounds good, bro. Yeah, he said, okay, I feel you. But if I'm ever in Texas or Dallas, shit, I will let you know, brother. But when you go to this, when you play in the NBA, then you come and play in the summer league, I'm expecting to see a different level of leadership. I'm expecting to see a different level of dog. I'm expecting to see a different level of like, this is not the same level. The NBA is clearly at a higher level. So if you can perform at that level, I want to see like dominance at that G League level. And I think back to now, I think it was last year or maybe 2 years ago. It was after Max Christie. Max Christie played his rookie year in the NBA, and then his second year he also played in the summer league. And I remember I said this exact same thing. I was like, I want to see how better did he get? The leadership, the dog in him, all this, and I didn't see none of that. And you know what?
Second year is when you'll usually see a difference in play, and much more comfortability about
right. And if you don't see it, I think that's a sign of concern. So that's why it's not, not the panic red button, but I do think it is a sign of concern. So I say that to say that, like, shit, I want to see that improvement in a dude. I want to see a dude being a leader. I want to see a dude dominating because he has had that year in the league. So it's kind of where I'm at with it. But I need to get my ass down to Vegas for that. I'm gonna watch it.
No, you guys, if you guys come to Vegas,
come on, Gerald.
We got to do some stuff, man.
I will be ready to meet you in person, Gerald.
Promise him that.
You know it, Legend. I'd be honored to, if you guys came down, I would be honored to meet you both, man, in person. Absolutely. I've had already the disgrace of meeting Joe in person, so I'm not truly. My trauma has finally left, so I'm good now. I'm good now to meet other members of the LFP.
Right.
Indeed. Exactly, indeed. But it is, of course, NBA observations right here at the Lakers Fast Break. Please go ahead on social media and cover John on Lakers Corner. Please go ahead and make sure you give him a like and subscribe. And also Legend as well, right there at I Got Next Sports Media. Make sure you give him a like and subscribe as well. We're going to take the 4th off. Want to go ahead and make sure you spend some time with the family for the 4th. But we might come back on Sunday or Monday, depending on news. How much more drama does LeBron want to go ahead and let this hang out? Where will Rui Hachimura wind up? And will the Lakers do anything more? Or do they just want to go into the season with just only one guy over 7 foot? We'll see. We'll find out. We'll find out indeed. So
when the game favors tall people, like that's what the game favors. Yeah. But all right.
King, well, there's when you go to because there's 2 facilities. It's the Thomas and Mack Arena, which is the larger arena, but it's connected to a smaller Cox Pavilion. So you could have any number of as many as 20,000 plus people there. Most likely, it's never packed. It's never 100% full. Yeah. So it's about 12 to 15,000 in combining. So there's a foyer near where where you get food and whatnot, but that's usually where the media has a tendency to hang out. So you do see the Trevor Lanes, the Kevin O'Connors, the ESPN, the Bobby Markses, all that. You walk right by them and whatnot. So yeah, if you ever want to go to Summer League to see these guys, or if you want their autograph or just say hello, that's probably the best place to do it right there. So that's when you catch them, usually off camera, just sitting there, you're just chewing the fat or something like that. So indeed, I get in sometimes with some passes. I'm not big enough yet for media passes, for NBA media passes.
Should
but
be.
Well, I've talked to a couple people that says my subscribership is not large enough yet. So,
but the content you're putting out, Gerald, needs that recognition, man. Come on, man.
You beating Laker Nation and all of them.
They don't care about the views. They care about how many subscribers.
Everybody that's in this, please subscribe to Lakers Fast Break, man. My boy Gerald.
I think they're talking. I think they've said 10K at least before.
Come on, man. Get them to 10K, y'all. Come on.
But I'll just say this: I'm here in Vegas. You know, people. You get.
Yeah.
I haven't had to pay for a summer league ticket in a while. So
hey,
legend, and John, you come with me, and if we work it out right, you never know.
Okay.
I'll just say that. Once again, it is of course the Lakers Fast Break. Please join us this weekend, probably Sunday or Monday. We'll stop on by to go ahead and make sure we got you covered on what happened in the weekend that was. I know that the game's going on right now. People are excited because Cameron Carr hit 2 of his first 3 3-pointers. Adu Thiero hit a shot, so people are excited about what's going on because the Lakers are back on the court, summer league style, and of course, John is back. That's why people are really excited because John Costa from Lakers Corner is back with us. Yes. Indeed.
Yes.
So for Legend, I really appreciate you hopping on and talking to John. But any last words for John before we head on out?
Good to have you back, man. Good to have you back.
Good to see you, brother. And I'm back. We at it, and shit, let's do it, man. Let's see what the season comes. But appreciate you, Legend. It's great to see you, brother. Hope all the kids is doing good. I know the kids you teach. I don't know if you still teaching, Legend.
As I told Gerald off camera, I'm gonna came out the classroom now.
You came out of the classroom. Okay. I love it.
Yeah, I'm in the office now in the university.
Come on, coming up in life. Come on, that's what I hear. So
we got a Zoom executive. We got a Zoom executive and a university man right here. University man right here. Zoom executive right there.
Yeah, I'm like one of the people who like over university housing dorms. So.
Okay, all right. That's what's up.
Future dean.
Hey, I'm sending my daughter to your school, Legend. Come on.
Come on, we'll take care of the Augusta University. We got her.
Come on. That's what I like to hear. Well,
all right, there you go. Watch out for those fraternities, though, Legend. There you go. But I will say this again. Thanks so much again for joining us. It is, of course, John Costa from Lakers Corner, Legend from I Got Next Sports Media. We'll have a synopsis of what went on as far as the Lakers in Summer League this weekend, plus also as well talk about if there's any other moves up Rob's sleeve. Joe was counting on it. He just said it in the chat earlier. Joe is counting on more moves. What will those moves be while he patiently waits and prays for Nikola Jokic to come to LA? Indeed. So for Legend from I Got Next Sports Media, John Costa for Lakers Corners, to me, Gerald Glassford. Thanks again for watching, listening. Truly appreciate you being part of the Lakers Fast Break and watching what we do as we provide the best in NBA observations.
You got it.